Street Profits against A-Town Down Under. Theory and Waller, they go up to B-Fab on the floor, and we got this long, continuous shot from the floor all throughout Ford's hot tag to him being cut off, A-Town Down getting the heat, and then Waller is pulled to the floor. There's no cut during this whole time, and then suddenly Waller's right in the camera's face, and he's super kicked, and then the cameraman turns the camera as Dawkins pounces him through the guardrail, and this was all one long continuous shot that I want to say went like 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. I don't know how. I'm going to lean on you, Wei, for your thought on this. My thing with these production things are, I think they should be a nice addition, but I don't think I should be thinking about it the whole time. Like, I almost think and maybe it's just because these are new angles that they're doing, it's a bit jarring, but it's like I'm paying more attention to the production, and I don't think the production should ever be like overriding the actual match that's designed to enhance.
I don't disagree with that philosophy, with the exception of matches that aren't that interesting to begin with and don't necessarily hold my attention. And I would kind of consider this match to be one of those. Like,
well, these SmackDown matches, Wei, this is when you try that stuff out then.
Sure. Like, this was not a bad match by any means, but like, it
wasn't a great match.
I didn't have that much interest in seeing the Street Profits versus A-Town Down. And that's why I think I welcome this sort of gimmickry of like, doing this long continuous shot, because it actually helped keep my attention, by having me focus on at least something different. Now, I can't even say it distracted me so much from the match, because I think this is a device, like, when used sparingly, helps heighten my interest and even appreciation for a match. Like, this camera angle allows you to basically take the perspective of somebody who is ringside or who's sitting incredibly close, front row to the action. And watching wrestling from that perspective is very different. It's a very different way of watching it than, watching it on certainly from like higher up in the stands or just even via cuts. The fact that there aren't cuts, like, to me, gives me more appreciation for, I think, just how good these athletes are. Even just, in a sort of kind of mid-card meaningless match like this one, you get to see like just how tight I think their action is, and how fast the action is when it's like without any sort of like noticeable camera tricks, and by that I mean like edits, so I actually think this heightened the match for me.
Well, shout out to the operator on the floor. I mean, that was like, he had to move, he had to follow the action. And I mean, when you watch this end where it's like Waller to the floor, setting up a pounce spot, and this guy was on point for this whole continuous sequence, which, I mean, if he just like fell behind, or if just the timing wasn't right, this thing could have just been a mess. And I guess they could always have just cut if there was an issue, but props to them for pulling this off. I'm like, the jury's out on this one. This is all new stuff, so I think it is going to stand out more. But I'm always going to be interested to see differences, because we railed on production for so long. Now they are trying new things. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a case by case basis. Like, I think if they over rely on something like this, or do it in a way that takes away from the general story that they're trying to tell in ring, then we can criticize it for that. This was a situation where I thought it helped. I always wonder, like, if they'll ever attempt letting us see behind the curtain that much more, because I would love to hear the coordination between the camera operator and also whoever's in the truck, be it Lee Fitting or whoever, is doing the directing, and maybe whoever the agent is, backstage trying to communicate what's about to happen. If they ever want to like show us a stream of what that entire machine looks like operating backstage, that would be of tremendous interest, not just to me, but I'm sure to, plenty of wrestling fans. But it would be a different level of like peeking behind the curtain than they've ever displayed before.
I loved when AEW released that video. It was Punk's return, and they showed us from the truck of that being directed, and I thought it was so cool to see that they put out. I think they have an audience that would totally eat that stuff up if they put something in, like just like a fly in the wall, to see some of that for just, and you can cherry pick like something that you don't have to give the raw footage, so to speak.